28's Gavin. Getting back to kind of what you were leading us into. Sorry that I kind of reverted back, but the fall we see some stuff at tournaments. We do run a few events in the fall. There was some stuff we gathered, but it's not a time to go crazy with the rankings. We had originally had 50 in the previous rankings update. We expanded. We threw 10 names in there to take it to a top 60. It's one of those other things too, where it's like cut it off at a clean number. Maybe not taking it to 62. Like there might have been, seven guys that warranted to be on there. We're not taking it to 67. We'll get them in hopefully at the next rankings update or see more of them. But yeah, there were a couple guys that kind of moved in the rankings, not many, just some guys that we did get looks on this fall. And then we slotted 10 new guys in there. But one of the guys that, Pete, I know you were watching him at the underclass showcase and he warranted a move because he was already ranked. He was at our Illinois State games, but it's Blake Harris out of El Paso Gridley. Just a big physical, small town guy with some big arm strength, and it seems to be ticking up. So, um,
Yeah, I mean, it was an easy jump for me. Like we ranked him when he was 84, 85, and now he's 88, 89. Like he's 6'6". You can't teach frames like that, right? Like you either have it or you don't. And that's step one. And then the arm strength obviously is, I mean, that natural raw arm strength, you can't really teach that. Like you can teach, throwing harder down the road, but like his floor right now is he could probably go get outs somewhere in college right now, throwing 88, 89 in the zone. Like, and if like just cleaning up the mechanics a little bit throughout the years, he learns his body, learns how to move a little better, controls his levers a little bit more. The breaking ball like flashed good. Like it's a little bit behind right now, and that's the one thing that like he could be even higher if it was the breaking ball was a little better, but like that I fully expect to continue to get better. And it's a good spot to have him. We got him up to 29 right now, and I could easily see that changing in a good way. But yeah, he was an easy one for me. And then
it'll
Drew,
be no, sorry, it'll be fun to watch and see. Like, okay, he made that jump from August to October, to where it was like low to mid 80s up to 88, 89. Like, who knows what he could be in the end of February at our preseason All State, and then he's instantly put himself on like, hey, future games watch. He's that the 28s are the next class for the future games. It starts early. And basically, as soon as that event's over, we're thinking, all right, who are going to be the next future game guys? And the beautiful thing about that is we run the super sophomore games now too. So it's like those guys are putting themselves, at that event as, hey, we gotta foul every single one of these guys for the future games. But Blake Harris at El Paso Gridley, like I don't think we've seen them play since Nathan Lavender. Went to Illinois, pitched in pro ball still, but like now we're gonna go see El Paso Gridley. We gotta get a start of Blake Harris and see what he's about this spring. So no, go on if you were gonna mention another guy there, Pete.
no, you nailed it. I was just gonna mention your guy Riley Cook, another one. Like everybody else in the rankings is basically roughly the same spot. We added 10 new guys, but Blake Harris and then Riley Cook were two of the bigger risers. And we were just talking about Riley Cook a little bit, like just one that you want to bet on, right? Just watching the video, like you can see that getting more physical, and he just really looks the part. And I know you're a big fan of his video.
Yeah, no, you said it. Especially at the younger ages, like movement patterns, but then also the frame. And Riley Cook's got that high-waisted, long-levered frame. And having long levers is, one thing, but like usually when you do see a younger prospect with those levers, it's hard for them to control those levers. And to me, like Riley Cook has really good feel for the levers. You watch the way his arm action is, it's actually kind of a shorter arm. It plays really easy and it's already into like the mid upper 80s. And then same with like the swing. Like he really stays compact and inside the baseball. It's super easy and balanced. And then it stays on plane and it's flat. Um, so like when you look at a guy like that, it is very easy to dream on that because I just picture him, whether it's this next year or 4 years down the road, like he's going to add 20, 30 pounds onto that frame and everything's going to tick up. So really excited. He's a new Trier prospect. it's one of those schools too. Like you never know with these 28s, 29s, depending on the school they go to, who's in front of them. Like, will he even play varsity? No idea. New Trier is super deep. That's a hard lineup to crack as a young prospect. Same with like a Todd Delaney at Nazareth. Who knows? Like he's number 2 on our list. It doesn't mean that he's necessarily going to play varsity. Joliet Catholic, Cody Bush, like Lane Tech. I mean, Paris Head. Lane Tech's got a bunch of guys. Now, Dodger Frederick did throw there, as a freshman, got big innings for them. He's our number 2 prospect in the 2028 class. So you got Lane Tech. They've got a 29 that's number 1 in the state right now, and they've got a 28 that's, number 2 in the state right now. So, shout out to Coach Freeman over there. But those are things you look at too, because I would say, man, we'll love to get a look at Riley Cook this spring in high school. We don't know. Hopefully we will. But yeah, it's just every school is a little different with how they play those young prospects.
Imagine if Lane Tech still had Sushi Wilson.
Oh,
They'd have like the number 1 player in 27, number 2 in 28, number 1 in 29. That'd be pretty nuts. But there was a few
kind of
guys.
reminds me of McHenry. They got
Yeah,
Brandon Shannon, and then you got Caden Wisniewski, and you got Carver Cone, and I love it. That's a public school.
yeah.
So no, that's a great call out. I was not thinking of Sushi there because he's been at IMG now for a little while, but yeah.
hmm No, I mean, we can talk about a few of the guys that are hopping in here. Like Jacob Height is one of my favorites, making his way into the rankings at 23. Two-way, I mean, you guys had said it yourselves, like watching him at the event, like it reminded you of Jenner Smith. And boom, they're right next to each other in the rankings. Like similar body types, both move really well, similar tools, and they're just two guys you want to bet on. They're gonna get better. Like their best days are still ahead of them. I know you guys saw him with the bat, but I really liked it on the mound. I thought it was very clean, like 3 pitches for strikes, polished, and he should have a chance to get some varsity innings at St. Lawrence. I mean, obviously, nothing set in stone. I'm not making their roster for them.
Yeah.
They're loaded. They're absolutely loaded. So it would totally make sense to keep him down and just get a ton of innings and grow there. So, I mean, but I'm just saying, like that kid's good enough to be on varsity. In like,
No,
if he was at a different school, probably on varsity, right?
for
For
sure.
sure.
And like we do a ton of future game follow and digging and cross checking in the spring season. So when you are a guy like Jacob Height and you do go to St. Lawrence and they are loaded, I think we touched on them already as like far too early team to watch. It's like, man, you hope that that you can get some looks, or even like a pregame, like watching them take pregame or a pinch hit. But yeah, who knows with that program and what they have coming back, because that's one of the teams to definitely watch out for next year. But Jacob Height's definitely been a fan favorite of mine. He tore it up at the Rock this fall as well for a couple of our guys. But looking at some of the newcomers too, like I put on like our little cheat sheet here, just like a bunch of left-handers to watch and like some two-way guys. You got JD Farkas at Hersey, who's really clean and polished on the mound. I really like the swing. You got Dane Franks at Orion, who Dane Poe, I think you got to look at him down at Georgia, throwing down there. Kind of the same way, swings the bat.
Quick arm. Fastball was low to mid 80s, but really liked the changeup. The changeup stood out to me. Was able to bury it in the bottom of the zone. Get a good amount of swings and misses. Sorry.
No, you're good. And just anytime you got left-handers that throw strikes, have some present velo, show a secondary pitch, it's like we got to pay really close attention to them. Left-handed pitching is one of the highest commodities. It's like a left-handed hitting infielder, left-handed hitting catcher, left center fielder that can burn. Those left-handed pitchers we got to follow super, super closely because they are typically some of the quickest ones off the board too when you talk to college coaches and when they finally can communicate to those college coaches. And then another one I have is Dante Giannino. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but he's at Jabot Catholic down there in Southern Illinois, St. Louis area. He popped on the radar this fall at a scout day that I think Kevin Mulder and Prep Baseball Missouri was running. Same sort of deal, like quick arm with some minimal effort too. That's what really stood out to me in the video. And fastball changeup guy, looks like the breaking ball is still developing. But those were just some 3 newcomers, left-handed pitchers. Also, a couple of them swing the bat and maybe should be looked at as two-way guys as well that that got on the board and stood out to me. I don't know if you have any other newcomers, anybody out there that you want to touch on.
I mean, I like talking about Jack Bullington and Haven Gamboa. Like Bullington was a junior future gamer for us. I mean, obviously the bloodlines. There's a lot of baseball history there. Like that kid is polished on the mound. He's another one where you can just see that frame continuing to get better, getting physical. And he can already run it up in like the low 80s right now. So one to watch there at Marist, another one at Marist. Like they're kind of loaded over there in the 28-29 group with Colin Lawler as well. But then Haven Gamboa, Mount Carmel, catcher, infielder. Like that kid has done nothing but get better over the last year. Like the first time I saw him was at that Chicago ID in the Pullman Center. And he was a nice little player. Like he was athletic. Just, the tools were a little bit behind. But we saw him in the summer in June, and it was a different kid. Like I encourage people listening to go to his profile, watch the video. The swing is like tremendously improved. The twitch alone, like it's a different player. Like he has made so many strides. And he's a kid I want to bet on for sure. He's a really good kid. Just another one that I wanted to shout out right there.
Well, and I love it because we saw him in September as well at a tournament. And, you know, he was performing so well behind the plate that we took video of him catching and receiving and the actions. And, like, everybody's going to get video, like the swings on guys that they like. A pitcher, you'll get him from behind, try to get as many pitches as you can. But, like, he clearly really stood out for us to make sure we got video of him catching. And I think, like, athletic catchers that got some good bat to ball skills, like he's going to be a guy to follow, especially with more strength to come down the road. I was going to shout out Naperville North. They've got two guys ranked in this 2028 class. Lawton Close and then Sam Steele. Sam Steele was a guy that's a newcomer in the rankings. Really like has some athletic strength to the frame. The ball jumps off the bat. He's got some arm strength as well. But Naperville North, some young guys coming up. I love to see that for the Huskies over there. I don't know if anybody else has any other 2028s.